Hey, Brothers of the Desert, this is Raymond Gregory, member of the Cathedral City Council, representing District 5. District 5 covers the Panorama neighborhoods, La Posada, Rio Vista East, and Verano. And I'm a retired deputy sheriff, served 27 plus years with the Riverside County Sheriff's Department, rose up through the ranks, which included some assignments such as the police chief in the cities of Coachella and the city of La Quinta from 2010 to 2012. Also commanded the local jail for a while, eventually serving on the executive team of now former Sheriff Stan Sniff, retiring as Assistant Sheriff in 2017. I was first elected to the Cathedral City Council in 2018 and have been serving ever since. I did serve as the mayor last year, and now I'm back serving as a council member up for re-election unopposed. So I know one of the questions today was, what do I think are the biggest challenges facing Black Americans? And really, I don't know if that's really for me to answer. I think really what I need to do as a city council person is to listen. And of course, many of the things that all Americans want, such as safe neighborhoods, such as being recognized and treated equally, are certainly concerns for all communities. But I think as an elected official, it's really my job to listen, not just give lip service kind of listen, but really listen and take action to try to make sure that everyone in our city is treated equally and is recognized for who they are and has the ability to raise a family, to work, to live, to thrive, to have fun, to engage in recreation, and be who they want to be here in our city. So that's my primary goal. And as far as advocating for communities of color, I certainly do practice what I preach and make sure that the policies that we pass, that the way our local public safety departments act, that the way city staff responds to people is fair and equitable. And I would always make sure that included everyone, including those that are members of any community, especially a community of color. So thank you for this opportunity to address you, and thank you for your continued support.
Hi everyone, I'm Christy Holstage. I serve on the Palm Springs City Council and I'm running for state assembly. I'm so honored to be here with you tonight at Brothers of the Desert. Thank you for having me and allowing me to submit this video. As you can see, we're out here in this district talking to voters in the last few weeks of this election. I look forward to many more in-person conversations with you. You asked me, what are the biggest challenges facing the Black community? And I'm looking forward to having this conversation with you and hearing from your members. What I've heard on Palm Springs City Council is the housing crisis is particularly impacting the Black community. We're seeing gentrification of Black neighborhoods. We're seeing gaps in home ownership and paths to building intergenerational wealth. So really proud of our work on Palm Springs City Council on this issue. We've brought home $37 million in outside funding to Palm Springs for housing, and we just allocated $10 million for housing programs in the city of Palm Springs. In the state assembly, I will continue to deliver state resources to build housing with an equity lens to make sure that we are rising up all boats as we invest in our communities. The second thing you asked me to answer is how will I engage with the Black community in this office and how will we work together? And I'm looking forward to asking you that question as well and having some deep conversations about how we can best work together. I truly believe that the people who are most impacted by issues should be leading on those issues, and that's what I've led on City Council. So really proud to support the work that we've done on reparations, on housing, housing, on racial justice. I'm looking forward to sitting down and having an open door, having proactive reach outs to Black leaders in the Black community, to also hear what I can do for you, because at the end of the day, I work for you, the people and residents, and I'm looking forward to doing this work together. So again, thank you for having me. You can learn more at my website, ChristyHolstage.com. Thank you so much for all that you do for our community, and thanks for having me.
Hi, everyone. My name is Trey Terry, and I am a student at College of the Desert, majoring in film and television. Today, I am facilitating these questions to Councilwoman Jan Pai and Mayor Pro Tem Gary Gardner of Desert Hot Springs. We are so fortunate to participate in this Q&A session virtually, since these two will be a part of a city council meeting this same night. Councilwoman Pai, may you please introduce yourself?
Yes, I've been on the city council for almost 20 years and was not going for re-election this time. However, my opponent has decided we should go into districts. I don't think there's a reason for districts. The other thing, my opponent had decided to move into my territory, which is District 3. And this was supposed to be about Black or brown. So my question is, why did you run against me and not against Gary? Thus, I am applying to be reelected because that does not make sense. Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you, Councilwoman. Mayor Pro Tem Gardner, do you have any introductory remarks?
Thank you, Trey, and thanks to Brothers of the Desert for letting us do this virtually, since Councilwoman Pai and I will be on the dais at the Desert Hot Springs City Council at the same time you guys are all watching this. My name is Gary Gardner. I am currently serving as Mayor Pro Tem of the City of Desert Hot Springs. I was first elected in 2018, and I am running for re-election this year in the newly drawn Council District 1. For those of you who know Desert Hot Springs, that's the area west of Palm Drive and south of Pearson Boulevard. And I thank you for the opportunity to be a part of your candidates forum tonight.
Councilwoman Jan Pai, your first question is, what do you see as the biggest challenges facing Black Americans, and how would you address these challenges within the community?
Well, first of all, let me say that I support Gary Gardner's race. It's just the confusion of it being Black and brown. What I think, and I may be old school with this, what I think is our biggest detriment is we do not support each other. When one of us becomes prosperous or well-known, we get jealous. Instead of asking, how did you get there? What lessons can I learn? We choose to get jealous instead. And what we need to be doing is bringing people up and mentoring children. That's the end of that question.
Thank you so much, Councilwoman. And the same question to you, Mayor Pro Tem Gardner. What do you see as the biggest challenges facing Black Americans, and how would you address these challenges?
Thank you, Trey. That is a very broad question, so I'll try to be really brief as I can in this situation. Me as a older white male sitting outside, but very sympathetic to the concerns of the African American community. My thought about the biggest problem that faces the community right now are the remnants still of systemic racism throughout our culture. And while I personally don't experience it as a white man, I do see it through the eyes of people like my partner Eric and his father, I see it in the fear in their eyes when we pass a policeman on the street as we're driving, or that they always want to make sure that their hands are on the wheel and they're not concerned about making the wrong move or things like that, or going into a store and having to be followed around, things like that. And I don't know how we solve that except through continual education, continual letting people know that we're aware of the problem and that it still exists out in society today, and that we as a society need to do a better job of making sure that those remnants of systemic racism that still exist in our culture are eradicated over time.
Absolutely. And with that being said, how do you and would you continue to advocate for communities of color in office?
I would always make the effort to reach out and not assume that every action that we take as a public servant, that the message behind that gets out to every single community, because not every single community accesses information the same way. Not everybody interprets information the same way. So I think we have to go above and beyond in how we communicate out to various segments of our society so that they are included in the process and they feel like they're included in the process. And once they feel comfortable and feel that they're included in the process and their input is gathered, then we as the people making decisions as elected officials, we know we will have talked to everybody and we will have considered all points of view as we're making a decision, and we won't be neglecting any particular segment or group.
Thank you so much, Mayor Pro Tem. Councilwoman Jan, how are you advocating for communities of color in office and will continue to?
I think the best way, and I agree with Gary, it should be all people, but I'll stick to Afro-Americans. I was a member of Regional Access Project, and yesterday, brother asked me, how come there aren't any Black people up there in the competition? And I said, because you don't show up. And there was only 2 of us there in the audience. And my thing is, I try to connect with everyone. And if I try and connect with you and you don't show up, that's not me. Now, what I would do in office, I'll do the same thing I do now. I communicate with the churches. I communicate with people that are like me, are concerned about homeless. I send that to all of them. But it's interesting how many people show up. I ask people, don't you want to be a council member? Don't you want to be someone of authority? I tell them how to do it. Go to the planning commission. No, they want to go to council first without doing any homework. And that's okay. But once they get through that, then they realize, oh, that's too much work. That's why I asked you to go through the planning commission. As someone said to me, I'm trying to tell you something good. I hope you listen to me. So I'm doing it and I'll keep doing it. But 2 things, if I tell you something, I'm trying to tell you something good, then you need to show up. I'm done.
Thank you so much, Councilwoman Jan Pai. Mayor Pro Tem Gary Garner, do you have any final thoughts?
Well, Trey, I just wanted to again say thank you for the extraordinary opportunity to do this virtually as you guys have your candidate forum. It means a lot to myself to have been invited in the first place and to be given the accommodation to offer our comments this way since we aren't able to attend in person. And I really wanted to say thank you to Brothers of the Desert for all of the efforts you do across the gay community here in the Coachella Valley, the funds that you raise for community events, the things that you put on, all of those things. I was very honored to be able to go to the gala event earlier this year and meet Ron Oden, the first Black gay mayor of Palm Springs, and it was a truly amazing event. And I made some good friends there, and I hope that you'll include us in the future when there are events. And my partner Eric and I would love to be able to attend and participate where we can. Thanks.
Thank you so much for your remarks. Councilwoman Jampai, what are your final thoughts?
My final thoughts is I connected Brothers of the Desert with DHS Diversity, and they put their events up on their website. That's all I can do is I'm trying to connect. I think the Brothers of the Desert, you have excellent events happening. And I want to stay partnered with you. Thank you. Trey Terry is one of the people that I mentored. And so I'm proud of you, Trey, and thank you.
Thank you.
I will second that. I will second that.
Thank you so much, Councilwoman and Mayor Pro Tem. Really appreciate you too, very much.